finding joy, because joy and laughter is cathartic to the soul. If you're finding joy, if you're talking about love, if you're talking about, solutions, if you're talking about supporting others around you, then you're in a space where you understand that it's not just about you and you get to do what you need to do.
And that's the hottest 60 seconds this week on The Source on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. What are you waiting for? If you've been enjoying the information and interviews WURD provides every day, or come out to our community events, it might be time to become a member. This year marks the 20th anniversary of WURD, and there's no better time to join the forward movement. Sign up or renew your sustaining membership at just $90, or your digital membership for just $5 a month. Join online at wordradio.com/membership, or pick up the phone and give us a call at 215-425-7875. Press 4 for assistance. The time to join is now.
What am I waiting for? JD's Auto Body and Painting, Philly's premier painted body shop, provides everything you need for expert auto body repairs. Car accidents are an unexpected occurrence. It's stressful, interrupts your life, and causes unexpected expenses. So let JD's professional staff and expert technicians relieve your stress and get your car back to pre-accident condition fast. Get your free estimates with 10% savings today. Call 215-848-5949. JD's Auto Body and Painting, Wayne Avenue and Washington Lane in Philadelphia, gets the job done right the first time. Expert workmanship, frame service, top-of-the-line painting, detailing, free towing, claims assistance, deductible help, and all work is guaranteed. Find out what it feels like to be a valued customer. Call 215-848-5949. Philly's leader in auto body and painting, JD's Auto. Visit JD'sAutoBodyAndPaintingInc.com. Hey, this is Doug Henderson, and I trust my car repairs to JD's Auto Body and Painting.
I love this song. I love nachos.
Loving everything? You might be buzzed.
You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This WURD public service announcement is a reminder that every voice and every vote counts. We are committed to keeping you informed, and we encourage you to participate in the process.
I'm Tanya Pendleton, the host of Reality Check on WURD from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Wednesday. Why should you vote? Because you have a voice. If you're concerned about the things that I'm concerned about, crime in our community and affordable housing for everyone, then make sure you pull up for a seat at the table by voting. Vote in November and make your voice heard.
This PSA is a part of Every Voice, Every Vote, a collaborative project of the Lenfest Institute for Journalism, with lead support provided by the William Penn Foundation. Learn more at www.everyvoice-everyvote.org. Editorial content is created independently of the project's donors. We're bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD Radio, 900 AM and 96.1 FM, WURD, Philadelphia. Celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media. Streaming online at wordradio.com and the WURD Radio app. The views and opinions expressed by the guests, listeners, and hosts of any program on WURD Radio do not necessarily reflect those of the ownership, management, or advertisers of this station.
I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
All right, people, write something on the board. Let's spell it. First letter.
L. O. G.
What's that? What?
It's time. It's time to have real, honest, open, difficult, and inspiring conversations. It's time for Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello, family. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. Happy Monday to you. That's Monday, October 16th, that is. Sending huge hugs with an expression of gratitude to all of my Rehoboth Beach Jazz Festival family. I had such a good time with you all this past weekend. I had a ball. I really did. Always a great time, honestly. But I especially want to thank Gerald and Roxanne Beasley for the invitation. But Tim Hudson, Donald Robinson, Carl Cox, Jakeem Joyner, Marcus Johnson, and Steve Oliver for what was an amazing time. And you, family, because some of our family members were there and you let me know. And I love it. I love it when y'all do that. I love it. I love it. Since I'm talking about an amazing time or having an amazing time, happy birthday to you if you are celebrating a birthday. And family, you already know what I'm going to ask you to do. If you are on our socials, let me know that you're there. Let Nick and I know. Let us know that you are out there by sharing a comment or a few. Or, you can always give us a call. And you can do that by dialing 215-634 8065. You can even call us toll free at 1-866 361 0900. That's if you'd like to share some love with us verbally, because Nick and I, we are always happy to have you join us. But for those of you family members whose hearts are heavy, just know that I'm sending you some extra love and some extra hugs on behalf of your tribe and your village, because you should know that you are not alone. You hear me? Just want you to know that you are not alone. That's what I want you to know. To that point, I want to share that Malcolm is checking in. Hey there. He's sharing that he is watching and listening from West Mount Airy. That's right. That's right. Good evening to you too. He's sending love to everybody. And Nasir, hey there, Nasir. Always happy to see you too. He's sending peace and blessings to everybody. And we love that. We love that. Malcolm said family. That's right. That's what it's about. Family. The family was out this weekend. First of all, I love the Rehoboth Beach Jazz Festival. But I just really love it now that, we all get to see each other and spend so much time with each other. I love seeing you all out at the events. I really do. I really, really do. Because I don't get to really, love up on you. I don't get to hug you on the air, So I love it when I can see you in person and just give you a good hug. I love that. Love that. Family, I do want to share something with you. It's time to judge the judges. Tune in to WURD at 6 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, October 17th, for a forum featuring candidates vying for Supreme Court, Superior Court, Municipal Court, and Court of Common Pleas. On Election Day, we're not just choosing a mayor and council members. We're electing judges who make important decisions about our liberties, our freedom, and our lives. This candidate forum is presented in partnership with the Elevation Project and is open to the public. Attend the forum at School of the Future, located at 4021 Parkside Avenue, or tune in live on 900 AM, 96.1 FM, wordradio.com, or the WURD Radio app. We will be live streaming video, so be sure to watch on Facebook or the WURD website to see which judges show up and hear what they have to say. This project is part of the Every Voice, Every Vote project. So family, I thought, here we go. It's Monday, and typically on Monday, we talk with Mrs. Farida Boyer, that is. Well, we're doing something a little different tonight. I was, I like to talk to y'all. Every now and again, I like to find out what you're thinking and what's been happening or going on with you. Well, tonight is again one of those times where I want to check in and find out what's on your mind. Now, y'all know what I do. I like looking at these stories to find out what's happening in the world, particularly what's happening in the tri-state and in Philadelphia, but in the world as well. And I'd like to talk to you about it because I want to know what you think and how you feel. So while I wait for you to share some stories with me, or share some topics, I should say, with Nick and I'm going to share some that caught my eye. There's some actually that I saw a few days ago that I want to talk with you about. So before I move forward, Sharia is checking in. Hi there, beautiful. She is checking in with us as well. And I see that we have one of our family members on the phone line. So before I get to sharing what's in the news, let's talk with our family. Hey there, Ron. Is that you that's on line one? Hi, Ron. How are you?
Hi, everybody in the audience. I wanted to share with you, and maybe you'll put this on the program this week. But I'm going to share with you. Had a nice week. I just came out of my fast, my diet I do all the time, and my vegetables. I'm feeling pretty good. My legs are getting better. I do my exercise. But let me get right to it.
Okay.
Cal, maybe you would want to do a story with the people of South Philadelphia because you have one of those stores down in South Philly. In the last 2 weeks, people have been shopping in the stores down there. One of them you are familiar with in South Philadelphia is Letter Start with a D, and the prices are a little more reasonable, more than maybe some other store. And I'm noticing they're selling out their toilet tissue, and all the stores. I went to 3 of them, and they're running out of the toilet tissues and hand towels and things of that nature. So I guess people are probably getting prepared for what might come, when what's taking place over there in the, overseas there. And Jerusalem. Let me just say like this. I want to make a suggestion to your family and many others, Nick, all y'all that's listening. And I thought about it yesterday when I was little, and I want you and your family, Nick, and all the rest of this audience to go to a store down there that sell the trash cans, the tin trash cans. And I want everyone to get one about the size of the old garbage can that you used to have. And I want you to buy a package of lime. Get lime to go with it, just in case. If you'll go, because the lady that raised me, we had that available back in the day. And just in case that you're not able to use your water or something go wrong, you can take that and it will emulsify your waste. So therefore, you won't have to have that filth there because the lime will eat that up. And I suggest to everyone that they get have a can like that in the house. And by you having a little pet, you can get one for him too. So therefore, as I said, it will emulsify, your waste like that. And I want you to do a story on it and maybe ask to the audience that are you preparing for things yet to come, just in case batteries, things of that nature. And I think we must use precaution because I'm beginning to do it with my family, and the price is going to go up on all this stuff. And so I just want to share that, Rich. I'm glad y'all had a nice trip down there and everything. And once again, your diets are very important. I know I have problems with my legs, and because I've been taking care of myself, my legs, I don't take medicine. And because of it, in my prayer and beautiful people like you, when I say you, I mean you, the people, all the people there, what you do, it really have healed me somewhat from the pain that I usually suffer, with my legs. I won't complain because I had a hip replacement. Of course, I had my knees done, and it came from being an athlete, But I thank all you for this. War, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Wait, Ron, I have a question for you before. Don't go. So you say you fast. How often do you fast?
Well, I fast these 2 times a week. And I fast and I go through my whole cleansing process. As I mentioned to you the other day, when I do that tonight before I go to bed, I'll take my shower that relaxes my body. Good, my daughter have a beautiful shower for me and everything. Got the water run on me. And I drink that water, and it really helped me. But the most important thing when I do my prayer, and I was taught that as a child. And I know y'all, the audience, probably say, well, Ron, you always talk about your childhood as a man, your age. It really made a difference in my life. And I want to thank Miss Marie Lewis. That was her name. Because what she did for me, it really made me the person that I am. And when I talk about your dignity. And I would tell you one time, and Cal had a program on there. A guy, he said, made a statement that was very premature and really not a very nice thing. Cal did not feed into that particular thing. That told me a lot right there. And this is where I always say to Cal, and I told him once, I asked Cal, I don't tell what to do. I said, Cal, and we were talking, I said to Cal, I said, humble thyself. And I said, Cal, speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. That meant much to me because I had a person speak for me when I was in my condition, and it made my life different. And anybody that ever seen my video, I'm not just saying something to say something. 36 years later, I went back to her home and said to her, she said, but Ronnie, I forgot, I didn't forget that, man. What you did, you changed my life, Miss Stimby. I said, because the lady was saying negative things about me, which I was a victim of other things in my life with family. And I said, because you lift my spirit. And the family allowed me to preach her funeral. I had an encounter with them. I have had an encounter with the Earth Angel that spoke the words of kindness, the words of inspiration, and have been these kind words. And when I was speaking with Cal, she already knew. She could already relate, and what I mean by that, because by her being very intuitive and very educated, that shows the quality of her. She didn't feed into that. She didn't give it no life. And I said, man, I was going to see the man. I was going to tell you, pay off your student loan.
Oh.
Like that. So it's good to say something nice because when you say something, you never know whose spirit that you're lifting. It can make a difference. And that's the man that called you last 2 weeks ago, Cal, that you knew that grew up with you, leave his business to somebody in the community.
Yep.
What a wonderful gift. What a wonderful gift that for a man like that to want somebody in his community and leave his business to him as he begins to teach him that's purpose in life. Once again, war, what is it good for? If you do good, when you speak good words to others, it goes 360. It comes right back to you. Thank you for your life, beloved. Thank you for your kind words towards me. I can handle myself pretty well. But because of what you did, it caused me to have, once again, when the soul glass was empty, to revisit what somebody else said nice about me. This is why I'm connected to you, because of what your words and what you said with the other children that was going through their metamorphosis. Blessed are this giver. Blessed of all the givers in the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you so much, Ron. Always for pouring into me, number one, but for just your love for the station and for the WURD family and for your positivity, because it is truly appreciated. I cannot thank you enough. Family, some more of our family members are checking in, and I want you to know that I do see you there. Cheryl Brown, hi there, beautiful. She is sharing love and praying that all of us has a wonderful and blessed day. I received that. Thank you so much. Miss Diane Fassett, hi there, beautiful. She is sharing love with everyone, as well as she shares that she is listening from her kitchen, drinking a cup of mint tea with fresh ginger. Yes, we all need a break from this constant bombardment of hate in this world. We do. We really do. And she also shares, thank you, Ron. Thank you. As does Cheryl. She shares, thank you as well, Ron. I tell you, listen, we all love Ron. We do. We do. And it's always nice to hear from Ron. It's always nice to me to hear from Ron because he speaks, positivity. He shares love, and we all need that. We need it. I can't tell you enough. So, family, I was sharing, for those who have just joined the conversation, that I thought we would do something different in this hour tonight. I want to talk with you. I want to hear from you. If you're up to calling, I would love, love, love for you to do that. But if you're not, communicating with me via socials is fine too. You know, I will take it any way you share the love. But I want to know what's on your mind. I want to know what's going on with you. Even if you just tell me how your weekend was, I will receive that because I want to know about you. But family, we're going to take just a short break right now. But as I said, the phone lines are open and feel free to continue to comment on our socials. We'll be right back.
I'm Tanya Pendleton, the host of Reality Check. It airs on WURD 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Wednesday. Join me at WURD's 20th anniversary celebration, November 10th, 6 p.m. at the Fiddler Club. You can buy your tickets at wordradio.com/20th anniversary, and you should, because I'll be there and I'm going to be enjoying myself along with everybody else in the WURD family. We've been surviving and thriving for 20 years, and we want you to come out and help us celebrate 20 years. That's right, 20 of progressive Black talk media.
Supporting WURD, the Energy Co-op, a Philadelphia nonprofit cooperative, supplying renewable energy to its thousands of member owners for 25 years. According to EIA, our country is projected to reduce carbon emissions by as much as 38% below the 2005 level by 2030. By choosing 100% renewable electricity from the Energy Co-op, PICO, and PPL customers can contribute to Pennsylvania's progress towards net zero carbon emissions. 12 months fixed rates for renewable electricity are now available. Learn more at theenergy.coop. That's theenergy.coop.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Where do babies come from?
Good luck, Dad. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you ready to party? The party is about to be on. Join us Friday, November 10th for WURD Radio's 20th anniversary celebration, an evening of Black excellence and elegance at the beautiful Fiddler Club in downtown Philadelphia. A cocktail reception gets us started at 6 p.m. Grab a bite, share a toast, or hang out with your favorite WURD host. And in recognition of this milestone birthday, we're bringing together the owners of the nation's 3 remaining Black talk radio stations, Melody Span Cooper of WVON Chicago, Tavis Smiley of KBLA Los Angeles, and WURD's own CEO Sarah Lomax, exploring the future of Black independent-owned media. We'll have a special live performance with dynamic songstress Carol Riddick, and the house will be rocking with legendary DJ Gary O, spinning music from old school to today. To get your tickets, visit wordradio.com/20th anniversary. And remember, membership has its privileges. For WURD members can still continue to purchase tickets at a discounted rate. Your membership will be verified after purchase. Our 20th anniversary celebration is brought to you by Comcast, Bank of America, United Way, Keystone First, Wells Fargo, United Healthcare, and Mainline Health.
We gon' celebrate and have a good time. This is your celebration.
Greetings, I'm Brother Shamari. I wouldn't have a voice if it wasn't for WURD Radio, Black Talk Media in the city of Philadelphia. 20 years, y'all. Let's celebrate 20 years of a Black institution. Let's celebrate the Lomax family for bringing this wonderful institution to our people. And let's support it and work to make sure we have 200 more years of Black Talk Media.
Hi, my name is Jordan Brogan, CEO at Center for Families and Relationships. Just want to wish WURD Radio a happy 20th anniversary, and thank you so much for everything you do to support the community.
We're celebrating 20 years of progressive Black Talk Media.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. Welcome back to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. So here we are, Monday, October 16th, and we normally, while we normally converse with Mrs. Farida Boyer, we're doing something a little different in this hour on tonight. So I'm talking with you. I want to find out what's on your mind, what's going on with you, for you, all that good stuff. And I was sharing earlier that I pulled some stories that I just wanted to talk about and see, get your feelings on. And I'm going to share those in just a moment. I do want to share that Harry Wims is checking in. Hi there, Harry. Always happy to have you join us as well. And Diane, I meant to say before the commercial break, I'm going to join you. If I could put my little tea together in this moment, I sure would, but I definitely will as soon as we are off the air. I'm going to have what I call my hug in a mug. That's what I call it. I'm ready for my hug in a mug. So the first story that I want to talk with you about, so I'm curious to know, before I go to that, I'm curious to know, Ron said something that really that spoke to me, because I happen to be of the same mind as it pertains to preparation. You know, how many of you are also buying paper goods, toilet paper and paper towels and cleaning products and all of that good stuff? Is everybody else doing that? Are you guys doing that? I'm really, really, really curious to know, because whatever this is in my spirit, it just feels to me like things are, you know, some other changes are coming down the pipe, and, you know, we just need to be prepared and ready for some other things. So I'm curious to know, are you too doing that? Are you stocking up, you know, on your paper goods and cleaning products and supplies and all that good stuff? I want to know. And if not, I'm just curious to know what your thought process is. If you are, and if you're not, I want to know what you're thinking about that. Or do you think like, nah, no, 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 we're good. We're good. Just curious to know. One of the stories I read, this broke my heart. This reads: a Muslim boy was killed and a woman was wounded in Illinois hate crime, motivated by the Israel Hamas 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 war. In Chicago, an Illinois landlord accused of fatally stabbing a 6-year-old Muslim boy and seriously wounding his mother was charged with a hate crime after police and relatives said that he singled out the victims because of their faith and as a response to the war between Israel and Hamas. Y'all, here we are in the United States. Now, I know what some of you are going to say. Listen, Carol, we have enough going on in the city of Philadelphia, and I'm in full agreement with you. I am in full agreement with you. But this right here we are. Like, what is happening in the world? What is going on? What is going on? I don't understand the evil and that is running rampant. I don't understand the hatred. The display of hatred. I don't understand. And what drives you that what drives an individual to that degree? I don't understand, to have that much discontent and dislike for just another race, another human being. I don't. I'm asking for your help on that, you know, to help me process that, because I don't understand it. I just don't. But that was one of the stories that I saw. Like I said, it really, you know, it just really struck me and it hurt. And I was curious to talk with you all about it and see if you were even familiar and what you thought about it. And what you think as it pertains to where the world is going. That's what I want to know. More importantly, what do you think about that as it pertains to where the world is going? Another story that I read, and I missed this story last week. The students at Philadelphia's longest running charter school walk out after the announcement of the final year. It reads: the Philadelphia's longest running charter school will close its doors at the end of this school year. Parents and students were caught by surprise when they received a letter last Tuesday notifying them of the future plans. Students at Math, Civics, and Sciences staged a midday walkout last Wednesday after learning that this will be their final year attending the charter school that stood on Broad Street in Center City for the past 25 years. I was reading, I said, well, I wonder why, what's going on? And I read further to find out that the school's founder and chief administrator, Veronica Joyner, has been their leader since day one. But she shared that she's going to close the building and will sell it. She also shared that at the age of 73, she's retiring. And she said there's no one that she trusts to uphold her legacy. What do you think about that? How do you feel about that? I'm happy for her that she's retiring. I will say that. I'm happy for her that she's retiring. But I don't know how she did. Well, I will say this. She is committed to helping to find the children who do attend the school placement. So, but there were so much I read. So many people were upset with her about the decision that she made. So I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts? So Cheryl is responding to the first question I asked, and she shared that she's been buying paper towels, napkins, toilet tissue, and cleaning products for years. She can honestly say that since she's been married to her husband of 23 years, he's anal about not running out. Now, you know what, Cheryl? I am too. No. I am too. My family teases me. If any of my family members come to my house, they say, "Well, what is happening? Are you afraid to run out?" I don't like to run out. So I try to stay stocked. Like I will buy an industrial size box of paper towels and toilet paper. And I have every cleaning product known to man in this house. So I have to say that I do that too. I do that too. Nasir shares, we celebrated a Day of Atonement Sunday for 28 years of the Million Man March. Oh, wow. Wow. Wait a minute. Where? Nasir, I want more details about that. Where did you celebrate? Why didn't I hear about that? Why didn't I know? I kudos, congrats, and God bless you all. God bless you all for that. Ms. Joanne, hi there. Thank you for joining us. She shares, why is it so hard to let people live their lives? Why? Why is it? Sharia shares, I didn't hear or see that story, but why do our kids have to be a part of this hate that's going on? There are times when I don't even want to leave my home. The world and some of the people in it are just losing their minds. I know. They are. Malcolm shares that he was there celebrating with you, Nasir. He was there. He was celebrating. Guys, I want to hear more about that. I want to know more about that in particular. I'm going to go to our phone lines right now. One of our family members is joining us on line 1. Hello, and thank you so much for calling.
Hi, Carol. Thank you so much for taking my call. I want to talk about preparation. You know, when the virus was here, we all went out and bought everything up. But I noticed, some of us overbought, like the hand sanitizer, it ran out of date. Sometimes, when we fear something, we overbuy. So, toilet paper, I had toilet paper to last a whole year and plus, My mistake, I don't want to overbuy. Like Lysol, when that go old, it's bad. So sometimes we waste money. We got to be careful how much we buy because some things expire. But during the winter time, we always prepare because we don't know if we're going to have a snowstorm or anything. Because when a snow come, when the weatherman, the weather person talk about snow, everybody's in no market, so it's best to prepare. Like the people in the South, they knew that the crops wasn't, they wouldn't be able to, to go in the field in the wintertime. So what they prepared when the weather was nice, they prepared all those months, and then they had to worry about no food. But another thing, about what's going on in the world, we had to stay prayed up. We had to turn to God. We can't panic. We cannot panic. We had to turn to God and believe that the Lord would take us through. And He always did. He always took us through. No matter what went on, He always took us through. So we had to stay prayed up and keep praying. And another thing about the school, I'm very disappointed. I admire Miss Joyner, I really do, because the school was a good school, and the children, she was a good educator. But we have to learn how to prepare someone else for something. It hurts me when nobody is able to run her school. It is somebody able to run her school. And the bottom line is those children. I'm concerned about all those children. All around the different school, that's gonna mess their life up, and that's not fair. And on Simon Jones' show this morning, she said she didn't know how much the building cost. How you own a building? I mean, don't know what the building is worth. How you not know what a building is worth in Philadelphia? The way those buildings is worth a lot of your house. You can't hardly buy a house now. Houses are going up, everything going up. So I just don't believe her that she said she didn't know how much that building was worth. You know what I'm saying? Children is going to suffer. And then all she was saying, me, I. I brought up, you don't say I, me. Because it's always somebody working along with you. She ain't, that school, it didn't become a success because of one person. It takes
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm in full agreement with that.
I hate to talk about, but truth is truth. If it's my relatives, I'm gonna tell her truth. You know what I'm saying, in a respectful way. But I didn't agree with her this morning. She didn't know how much on this car is worth. How you have a billing like that? Don't know how much the billing is worth.
Well, let me tell you now that I was more troubled with her saying, speaking about there not being someone to whom she would pass the baton. I was thinking that if it had been her wish to do so, then she may have prepared or trained someone to do so. I was more challenged with that because my first thought was, well, what about the babies? What about the kids? What about them? What about them? And that's been my challenge with that.
And that's selfish. Nobody out there to run the school nobody's like her. How can you have mercy to you?
No, and you know what? That's why I wanted to talk about it, because when I was made aware of it, I said, I'm sorry, what now? And so then I said, well, let me read more, because I don't just want to be upset because of the first line I read. Let me just see if I can get more information. But the more I read, the more I was just challenged. I was challenged more.
It's all about her, and the children is left by the wayside, and that's not fair. That's not fair, But let us pray for our babies. I tell you, we had to pray for them. Pray for them.
We do. Oh, we do. Oh, we do. We do. We do. Oh my
I don't
goodness.
need to complain, but thank you for taking my call. I'm just furious about that. I'm really am. Yes.
With good reason. I mean, we've been talking so much about our babies and what's going on in our city. This isn't helping. This isn't helping.
Not at all.
So I mean,
parents informed. Why? I mean, this is a shock. When I read it, when I listened to it, I couldn't believe it. Was the parents informed about that? Was the parents informed? It's hard to get your child in a good school. I have 4. They are grown, but it's hard to get your child in a good school.
And she sent a letter. I mean, I'm torn, because kudos to her for being 73 and for retiring. Kudos to her in that regard. My challenge, however, like I said, is about the babies. I just my thought immediately goes to, okay, so where was the preparation for them? Why weren't we looking out for them? Why wasn't that a part of the process? That's fine. But thank you.
To fill in.
That's exactly.
Indispensable, if I'm saying that word right. Nobody is indispensable.
I feel she could have, if it had been a desire of hers to find someone to succeed her, then train them, prepare them, groom them. y'all, family, it bothers me more than I can express. And I'm trying. I'm trying because I'm trying to understand. I'm just trying. But I just thank you so much for calling. Thank you. Thank you.
To my
Thank
call.
you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Family, it's time for us to take just a short break. But when we come back, we're going to go back to the phone line. So stay with us because we will be right back.
Want to be heard on Word?
Yes, this is Miss Renee King out of Philadelphia.
Dial 215-634-8065 to join the conversation. Outside of Philly, dial 1-866-361-0900. First-time caller? Great. We would love to hear from you. Word is the voice of the African American community, so make yours heard. Please limit calls to once per day. Spread the word and tell a friend to tune in and join the conversation.
Yo, y'all remember back in the day, hooping with the fellas, playing tag and whatever weather? I mean, like a cheesesteak first date before the hate. Ice cream and iced teas, cars and white tees, Sundays at the Platte, jump roping and biking. Those days were exciting. Yo, let's bring back the park, the kickback joints, the club, the mud. Let's bring back the love. Philly, please stop the gun violence. Call the 211 Violence Prevention Hotline for resources. All calls are confidential.
When you struggle with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, you get used to not feeling 100%. I thought that was how it had to be. Until I discovered the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. They told me about new medications that weren't around back when I was diagnosed. They helped me find a specialist who gave me a new treatment plan. I'm feeling better than I ever thought I could. Don't settle for not feeling your best. Take action today to take care of yourself. Spill your guts. Learn more at spillyourguts.org.
What are you waiting for? If you've been enjoying the information and interviews WURD provides every day or come out to our community events, it might be time to become a member. This year marks the 20th anniversary of WURD, and there's no better time to join the Forward movement. Sign up or renew your sustaining membership at just $90 or your digital membership for just $5 a month. Join online at wordradio.com/membership or pick up the phone and give us a call at 215-425-7875. Press 4 for assistance. The time to join is now.
What am I waiting for?
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
It might help if I unmute my mic. Welcome back, family. We are back. You're tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. I started the conversation about what's going on in the news, and I shared 2 stories, both of which are very challenging to me. And some of our family members are waiting on our phone lines to join the conversation. I'm going to go to line 2 first. Hello, and thank you so much for calling.
Peace and love. Peace and love to you, Carol, and to everyone that is listening. And yes, prayers for our babies. I agree with your last caller 100% that we do need prayers for our babies. We need prayers for our families. We need prayers for each and every one of us because our children, first and foremost, have seen much more in their lifetime. And there's so much devastation, anguish, despair, and has been ongoing in a continuum. And the horror of a child being picked out, and because of their religion, because of their faith, the baby that is 6 years old, and I say is because his soul, I want for his soul to be carried and to have been carried away from that pain of not even understanding, not even able, and being challenged and not knowing just what was happening with him, and that he was carried swiftly away from that. And calling attention also to the continuum of Hamas in Israel. We all know that there have been several negotiations with Hamas in Israel. We also know that for what I've heard over the weekend, and I am devastated and I am challenged with it, to hear that in the midst of all this, that there should be no food, no water to be given to those that are Palestinians. Yet it was a jump all over Hamas because he would not let people leave there. So I don't know if anyone at this time is going by the rules that had been made, that in these situations there's to be a certain decorum concerning the best that you can when you're moving people on swiftly, at the same time showing humanity. That's a difficult task, and that is a challenge, to expect that those babies who are suffering are supposed to go out here in some type of, and during their most holy days of days, that is their observance, go out in some type of fast. That's hurting. That's hurting. And the people, to see the numbers of those that did protest this weekend, stating that what you are doing to the Palestinians, it does in fact state that we may not have all the answers. We do need some type of understanding that in this, we don't need to hear that there are those that are as though they've been pushed to the side and dismissed, and they just don't care about them and what's happening to them. We know that there was a congresswoman from Atlanta who, in fact, had trouble once when she went to Palestine. She wanted to bring the children some sort of deterrent by bringing them coloring books and something to aid them in distraction as that all was going on. And regarding what has happened here with our children in the charter school and receiving the letter, this is why I say that I agree with as well what you were saying, Carol, and with the caller, that for me to be of 65 years of age and to have heard Mrs. Joyner come to the radio waves and to have heard the support that she received, hearing recently from Mr. Nick Talafero, that in fact there are so many people who are in office, our public, those whom we are the constituents of, that their children went there. So for me, the idea of them successfully moving forward, going to college, getting degrees, etc., sure, have a decision being made that, all right, well, I agree with this new board, but it's not just a matter of Mrs. Joyner to agree to be the one in final say in all of this. To me, it would be that the community would decide, because I know, here's what I know to be the fact. I know that when I went to the Clarence E. Pickett Middle School, that our teachers who were, I want to say, they graduated young because they had brilliant minds and still do. They were very, I want to say, honest with us about our economics, and I learned and grew so much from that school. I know that they wanted Pickett Middle School to be one of the very first charter schools. I know that to be a fact. I know that they were trying to strengthen the support in doing so. What I find to be a challenge for myself is that in retrospect of how it was that did not come to fruition from our scholars in having that successfully done. It was not too long after that the conversation, I want to say, became more of an open discussion about charter schools and how was it that we could separate ourselves from the different prejudices of not being the same in one location code, and not being the same across the board as far as what was going on in the teaching of what we needed to know about ourselves as well. So the challenge for me, it is difficult to comprehend that in everything that we are going through, that Mrs. Joyner does not see that. Oh no, if necessary, call in the Cloudens, Brother Horrence Clouden, his wife, Gail Clouden, Mama Gail, and their daughter. I mean, in other words, we need this to be a vote. Since it was that in so many ways, in order to get the charters going, and we know that City Council too has, in this regard, when it was that the state was going to take over our public schools, that is when it is that our public servants did get together and they managed to say, oh no, we're going to have those discussions in the city of Philadelphia about when it's about Philadelphia, because they saw that there was an imbalance in how things were being done. So yes, this needs to be done differently. And my prayers go out to everyone that is going through some type of anguish because of what we're going through again and continue.
Miss Audrey, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, as always. Family, I do see the comments that are coming in, and this topic, it's well, it's challenging for so many reasons. Like I was explaining to you, I'm grateful for Miss Joyner and for her efforts and for everything that she did and has done and is continuing to do at MCSCS. I'm just fearful. At its core, I'm just fearful of what happens next. Because I will share, Sync Blue shares that she listened to Miss Joyner this morning. Listened to Veronica Joyner this morning. She felt in today's climate, no one could carry her standards. She saw the climate and conditions of today's school system. Agreed. She did share that. I read that too. She did share that she felt that, the school district basically it was falling short. She shared that she felt that the school district was falling short. I do understand that too. Sync Blue also shared that Ms. Joyner taught by standards and not public opinions and emotion. Agreed. Diane Fassett shares Ms. Joyner's model was exceptional. I agree. The school district does not like that. It shows them up. Apparently, they want to keep the old crap going. They don't want charter schools getting too big for their britches. And I agree with that too. But like I said, I'm so torn. Because on one hand, yes, I understand that she's tired and I want her to get the rest that she deserves. But on the other hand, I feel like she said there was no one that she felt, comfortable with, basically, and I'm paraphrasing in this moment, to whom she could pass the baton. So that I'm just, what happens now though? What happens now? We talk every day about what's going on in our city. We talk about what's happening with our children. We talk about, how we're failing them as adults, how we're all failing them as adults. And I say we because, I tell you this every single time I get to speak with you and share my thoughts, that we're all in this together. So we're failing our babies. So what happens if we're saying that Ms. Joyner's model was exceptional and it is to what we aspire and what we strive for? Then what are we left with? That's the question that I'm asking myself. What happens next year? That is what is most challenging for me. That thought process is what is most challenging for me. Oh my goodness. I don't know, family. Diane shares, I don't know if I'm thinking about this correctly. It's hard to understand. There's a lot. There is a lot to process in it. And I too want to make sure that I have, that I am legitimately responding because I'm reading and, I see bits and pieces, and I was not privy to the interview this morning. I was traveling, so I missed it, and I'm so mad about that. But just from the information that I do have, I'm just challenged and I'm just fearful, and I'm sharing with you all because that's what we do here. That's what we do. Family, stay with us. It's time to take a short break, but we will be right back.
It's the WURD Hot 60. Hot 60. Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed this week on Reality Check.
My friend Dr. Cornel West is fond of saying or asking this question: what can a blues nation learn from a blues people? That's Cornel West. This is a moment right now where Black folk are called upon to do what we've always done, which is to redeem the soul of America. Joe Biden is not president. Whatever you think of him, he ain't president if not for Black folk saving his campaign in South Carolina. And so, as always, when democracy is hanging in the balance, Black folks step forward, and we always save this democracy, oftentimes from itself. In a moment like this, where this democracy is a fragile situation that could fall apart at any time. Every empire eventually has a reckoning. And I believe it's up to Black folks to do what we've always done, to save this democracy from itself, to redeem the soul of this country. And you can't do that if you don't have platforms that amplify the voices of our people. So press this right to ask that question. What can a blues nation learn from a blues people? Well, we got to be heard. And that's where I think talk radio comes in.
And that's your hottest 60 seconds this week from Reality Check on WURD Progressive. Black Talk Media.
The Museum of the American Revolution invites you and your family to experience Black founders, the Fortson family of Philadelphia, now on display. Explore the story of free Black Philadelphian James Fortson and his descendants as they navigate the Revolutionary War, build a business in Philadelphia, and contribute to the abolition and voting rights movements. The unique journey and exceptional story of the Fortson family explores the legacy of the American Revolution and the ongoing work to realize the principle of liberty and equality for all. Information and tickets at amrevmuseum.org.
Why is WURD important to the community?
Thank you for asking.
Let me count the ways.
And it's one of the most important radio stations in the country.
WURD has always been a platform for Black people in Philadelphia. We're one of the only Black-owned talk radio stations in the country. We're one of 4 in the nation.
You know, a lot of what's going on in the world today, I think, is a result of people feeling like they don't have a voice.
Without WURD, we wouldn't have such educated, loving, caring people of color who really are interested in what's going on in neighborhoods around the city.
WURD creates such a sense of community in the Black community here in Philadelphia.
It amplifies the voices that are mostly marginalized.
It allows you to speak and be heard and to create your own narrative, your own story. It's a place where we can share our thoughts, our ideas, our dreams. You control who and what you say about yourself.
Every community needs a hub.
We are 20 years strong, giving voice to the community, and without the community, there will be no WURD. We are one and the same, and it is not a game. WURD.
No matter who we call family, when we choose to get the flu shot, we're protecting them. That's especially true for those who are 65 and older and people with chronic conditions like heart disease, diabetes, or stroke. Getting a flu shot every year decreases your chances of getting the flu. If you do get the flu, the vaccine makes you less likely to be hospitalized or die from it. Protect yourself and the ones you love by getting your flu shot. Learn more at heart.org/flu.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and here's some information from the Centers for Disease Control on breast cancer in men. Did you know that 1 out of every 100 breast cancer diagnoses in the United States is found in a man? Fellas, here's some things you need to know. The warning signs to look out for are a lump or swelling, redness or flaky skin, irritation or dimpling of the breast skin, pulling in or discharge, or any pain in the nipple area. It is important to note that these symptoms can occur for reasons other than cancer. That's why it's important to schedule an appointment and share these symptoms with your doctor. Now, the risk factors for breast cancer in men are similar to the risk factors for women, including genetic mutations, getting older, family history of breast cancer, overweight and obesity, and liver disease. Cirrhosis of the liver can lower androgen levels and raise estrogen levels, increasing the risk for breast cancer. So this October, be proactive. Visit your doctor and tune into WURD Radio for more information on breast health. This breast cancer awareness vignette was brought to you by Keystone First. Celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media, we're bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online at wordradio.com and the WURD Radio app. You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. I do want to share some love to Shirley Bryant, who is checking in. Hi there, beautiful. She's checking in from Florida. And Malcolm responded saying that his thoughts were the same as mine, that Ms. Joyner should have groomed someone else to take over. He shares that he was listening this morning as well. Yeah, I'm sorry that I missed it this morning. I really wish I was able to hear. Frey is checking in. She's checking in with us from Florida as well. And Diane shares, yeah, I did hear that. Not humbling. She's a great hard worker, but there are others that can help make it better. Think Blue goes to show you never really know the jewel you have until it's gone. And Eric is joining us. Just Rick. He shares, hi, Carol. It's your buddy Eric here. It appears that our United States military may be deployed for war soon. War never solves anything. I pray for these brave men and women and their families. May God be with them and bestow peace, serenity, and compassion in Israel and throughout the world. I'm with you. Like Ron said, war is good for nothing, absolutely nothing. Oh, Jesus, love of my soul. Cheryl is sharing a good evening. Hi there, beautiful. She's sharing love with everybody, and so is Heather. Hi there. Hi, beautiful. Thank you so much always for checking in. I want to make sure I spoke with all of our family members. Nick, do we have any more family members on our phone lines? I'm just checking before we move forward.
Yes, we have Rick from Germany.
Please. Hi, Rick. How are you? It's so good to hear from you.
Good day, sister, and good evening. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. It's always a pleasure to hear from you, Rick. How are you?
I took about a week to listen to the news, black radio, white radio, CNN, Al Jazeera, BBC, and I gave WURD and WPFW down in D.C. I gave them a break from my voice. It's been a week since I've called in on a regular basis. And I hope that your new one call per day is working out. I would like to celebrate 5 people on your time breathing your air. The first is a Jewish girl I went to school with in the Washington, D.C. area many moons ago. And she makes Philadelphia her home from time to time and does music ministry, not only for the Jewish community, but for the community at large. This girl made me laugh and laugh at myself when we were in school together. And even though I knew of Richard Pryor and women taking advantage of him in his sickness and in his life. Not just black women, but law enforcement women, white and Jewish women. This Jewish girl I'm speaking of helped me to laugh through not only Richard Pryor's pain, but also my own pain. Then there's a Muslim psychiatrist who was involved in my life, who signed off on the paperwork for me to move to Germany. I would like to celebrate his life amid all of this madness that is going on in the Middle East. And I would like to say thank you one more time. There's another sister, Michelle Alexander, the writer, the lawyer, the woman who wrote about the new Jim Crow and mass incarceration. She will not be able to help me in my life going forward, but I think her writings and her public speaking will help many young black male, turn away from being enticed into a life of crime, thinking that they're justified in doing so because of what's been done to keep them poor and black and male in America. I think her writings and her speaking will help a lot of young black men. And lastly but not least, my computer, my handheld computer, my phone computer tells me that Barbara Patterson, a student in psychology and a former director of the Black Student Fund in Washington, D.C., has passed on. I'm quite paranoid. I know that the Secret Services are involved in my phone, so I don't trust everything I read on Google and YouTube and so forth and so on. But if Barbara Patterson has passed on, this director of the Black Student Fund had a powerful influence on my life in the study of Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Dr. Marion Secundi, Dr. Marion Gray Secundi, a powerful writer and a doctor in medical bioethics. My computer tells me that she has passed on. If she has passed on, I would like to celebrate her life. These words are not only for you, Miss Riddick, but also for Brother Ron. He talks about his childhood, and I talk about my childhood. There have been good people and bad people who have passed through my life. The good outweighs the bad. I will say good night, and I will continue to listen.
Rick, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm terribly sorry for your loss. And I received that. I received that. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have one more family member that is waiting on our phone lines to join the conversation. Hello there, and thank you for calling.
It's Friendly Fred. That's my nickname, too.
Hi, Friendly Fred.
How you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Wonderful. I just want to share right quick. I should say, it's still relevant for today. And upon our death, we enter heaven, or our souls go to a resting place and to the company of the resurrection of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I just say, I think about the good times, the things we used to do, and the places we used to go, and everything was so mellow. It was so nice and true love we shared, and we used to care for one another. So don't stop caring for one another, because it's visions of love are what will be. A just world, the promise of love, the wonderful world of love, joy, and laughter, eternal peace and happiness, where we all would live, love, learn together forever as one. Happiness, togetherness, loveliness, firmness, and peacefulness. A world full of wisdom, beauty, and grace, truth, knowledge, love, and understanding and righteousness. A friendly world, a guided world, a wonderful, a peaceful world, a kind world, a gentle world, a meek world, a heavenly world, a holy world, a spiritual world, a fun world, a just world where there's no more pain and no more sorrow, and no more sickness and no more death. A world of love and a life of joy, and we'll be eternally happy, free, and glad, and do a righteous will to time and different forever. Perfect peace and perfect harmony. Harmony. So divine order is being directed by God. Divine orders, divine government, God and control. Divine orders, the flow of the Spirit as we yell to His guidance and direction. Divine government is the word, truth active in our lives. Divine orders living in covenant power, right standing with God. And the Creator personally named each star and constellation and placed them in the night sky to tell us the story of His plan for mankind. Our loving God knew that although He would give man choices, we would not always make good ones. And I believe the galaxy of stars, and so many came before as bright stars to show us what was light and to show us who we are. Thank you.
Friendly Fred, thank you as always for your melodic positivity. We truly do appreciate it. Harry Wims is sending his love to you. He's saying, hey there, Friendly Fred. Family, I want to switch gears. As I was sharing with you, I wanted to talk with you about these things that were on my heart in the first hour. But I do want you to meet our guest in the second hour. As I exhale, though, because that conversation, it just made my heart heavy. But moving forward, because we've got some positivity in this hour, our next guest, his name is CJ Wolfe, and he's the business owner of Immortal Vision Studio, his own photography and videography business. He's a versatile and creative entrepreneur with a creative career that started while he was in college as a photographer and videographer, producing work for athletes, artists like Allen Iverson, Will Parks, Deion Waiters, Lewis Williams, Meek Mill, and so many more. But he's here to share with us about his journey and to talk with us about the transition from working in a corporate environment to becoming a full-time entrepreneur and creative. Family, I invite you to the conversation with CJ Wolfe. Hi there, CJ. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing good. How about you?
I will not complain. Well, first of all, let me apologize to you. We had this heavy conversation going on in the first hour. I don't know if you caught any of it, but we were talking about, some things that are in the news. Sometimes, we just dig in. We just dig in and talk about, life, everything going on. But in this second hour, since you're a part of life too, and we want to celebrate you and talk about what's going on with you, can you first fill our family members in and tell us a little bit about you, from where you come, that good stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me on your platform as well. Really excited
Absolutely.
and really appreciative to be here today. My name is CJ Wolfe. As you gave a background, pretty much a camera changed my life. And I was always a artistic, creative when I was a kid, on MySpace, the young kid making everyone profile pages look cool and stuff like that. And I just didn't have like resources or the access to continue to pursue that passion of mine that I didn't know I had, coming up in the inner city playing basketball. And, that was my identity, growing up in sports. When I went to college, of course, I was exposed to different things such as food, books, and people. But one thing that really stood out to me was a camera. And when I had access to hold on to a camera that my friend let me borrow, just because I just wanted to take photos of my friends, of my teammates they was graduating when I was a sophomore. I fell in love with it, and I never, realized I was up 10 hours and going to practice, doing schoolwork, going to tutoring, and then finding time to travel back to Philadelphia to, catch a concert or just to, do freelance photography. And spending a lot of hours on YouTube University, educating myself, and just falling in love with the passion. And then that really led me to where I'm at now, and allowing others to pursue their dreams in the inner city. We located in the heart of Kensington, and it's really to give, provide resources and access to photography, creative journeys out of Immortal Vision Studio. Something that I wish I had, but can't harp on the past. So it's my duty to make sure that the next generation is inspired and get the right resources, especially from Black and Brown creators, to show them how it get done.
Wow. Now you said in Kensington. Is that what did I hear you say that?
Yes.
Wow. And now I know a little. I don't know a lot about Kensington, but I know I worked at a school. I was doing a program at a school in Kensington, and I got to see a lot of not so positive images. So it does my heart good, and it feels good to hear you speak about Kensington specifically, and to say that you're making a difference. I'm not even going to say you're trying, you're making a difference, because you're already doing the effort and you're doing the work. So like, I'm trying to speak to me and pour into me. That's what I tell myself. If if the effort is attached to it, attached to the thought already, then you're doing it. You're not only so I mean, kudos to you for that. So I'm curious to know, because you had a career in the corporate arena, right? Because I was reading this, I said, wait, now what? And I know about that transition, going from the corporate arena to just being a full-time entrepreneur and creative. How long were you working in a corporate arena? And since I read all of this, can you tell our family members what your line of work was in the corporate arena, and what prompted the transition?
Absolutely. I was a financial advisor, so I remember graduating. The first thing individuals tell me is find a job. When you graduate college, the first thing you do is find a job. I graduated college in May. I didn't land a position with a job until about September, because I was very thinking about what I wanted to do. I was doing photography at the time. I was still staying at my mother's house, and she just kept saying, get a job, get a job. I'm a first generation grad within my family, so when we get that degree, it's like, go get a job, and the successful corporate person. And I wanted to do that, right? Like when I got in college, one of my roommates, Thomas Wright, he exposed me to the financial literacy piece, right? Something that up in the inner city I never had access to. And I came across this posting about financial advising. I interviewed with the Merrill Lynch's, the JP Morgan's, the Northwestern Mutual, which I took a position at. And it was cool. It taught me a lot of things. I'm very appreciative from it. I still have coworkers that I speak to this day, because you are running your own financial practice. You bring in individuals in that don't have life insurance. You educating them about retirement planning, IRAs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. It was all fun, because I was able to go into my community and educate individuals about it. And I was already creative, so I was doing it in a creative way with my clients, and that's what they love. I kind of got when I realized this position wasn't for me was during the pandemic. And in the pandemic, I was with Will Parks, and we was traveling to 3 different countries and 3 different states. So I'm trying to, still speak with my clients, let them know their life insurance is still good, because it's a global pandemic. Everyone is trying to make sure, God forbid something happens to them, or their family member, that they are good. The market was crashing at the time. People was trying to sell. Some individuals trying to purchase things. But I'm in these different countries with this NFL player documenting his life. And I was missing some meetings. I was missing some phone calls. Sometimes I would miss out with him, with documenting it. So I was thinning myself too short. I was trying to be everywhere where I couldn't. Then I was talking to my mentor about the experience, and he basically, and I came back, my boss, we had to sit down, and he said, you want to be a great photographer, or you want to be a great financial advisor? Wow. And with my approach, I feel like no one should just be able to do one thing, right? I want to be a photographer, and I want to help my community. I want to be a great photographer, and I want to let individuals know about financial literacy. So I said, you know what? I'm going to be more than a photographer. I'm going to create Immortal Vision Studio. it's going to start with photography. It's going to get me in the door, to have access to these relationships. But when we build up our photography community, which is over 500 plus Black and brown photographers, we are going to implement these financial programs into our photography studio to educate the next generation of entrepreneurs and to let them know how important it is to plan and prepare, as they're running their business. And I'm gonna just bring all my resources into a creative way, and we're gonna bridge the gap between creatives and the corporate world. And that's what we are doing within the Mortal Vision Studio. And worked corporate for 2 years, and it was like the best teaching of my life because I'm 27, but from that 24 to 26, 25 range, it really gave me a lot of lessons coming straight out of college.
Wait, I want to interject for one moment because I don't want to miss not one thing that you share. But it's time for us to go to just a short commercial break. Family, stay with us, okay? Because we are coming right back.
This is Andrea Lawful Sanders, host of The Source, Monday through Fridays from 5 to 7 a.m. It is my absolute joy to invite you to join us for WURD's 20th anniversary celebration on November 10th, starting at 6 p.m. at the Fitner Club. You can find the tickets at wordradio.com/20th anniversary. I'll be there. I need you to join me. We will have live entertainment and dancing and talking about all the conversations around surviving and thriving for 20 plus years. You all know that is not an easy feat in Black Talk media, correct? And we're also going to talk about what the achievements are and the reasons why we have to celebrate. We could not have gotten to this point without all of you. And so we're asking you to join us November 10th, 6 p.m., Fitner Club. Tickets can be found on wordradio.com/20th anniversary. Mr. and I will see you there.
WURD Radio Digital Tip of the Month with Stephanie Humphrey is brought to you by Comcast.
Like anything else in life, technology has an expiration date. Smartphone hardware gets old and starts to break down, and software becomes harder to keep updated. After a while, not updating your device or your software can cause functional issues like slower speeds and crashing apps or websites, and security issues that can leave your technology open to hackers as well. But how do you know when it's finally time to make that upgrade? Head to endoflife.date to search for your device or software. Find out what latest version exists, if your version has been discontinued, and if there is still support for the gadget you own or the software you're currently using. While your devices and software should still work past their end-of-life date, check out endoflife.date so you won't be unprotected and you won't sacrifice productivity either. Stay tuned to WURD for more tips and stay connected with us at wordradio.com.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Getting support from friends online kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
Instead of smoking after I ate, I'd get up and take a walk.
I missed having a cigarette in my hand, so I'd hold a pen or a straw, anything.
Until I knew I wouldn't give in to temptation, I spent more time with my friends who didn't smoke.
I went to places that were smoke-free.
I didn't stay quit the very first time I tried.
I kept on trying, and I learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
I quit.
I quit.
I quit.
We did it, so can you.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick right here on WURD. Family, I want to remind you that it is time to judge the judges. Tune in to Word at 6 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, October 17th, for a forum featuring candidates vying for Supreme Court, Superior Court, Municipal Court, and Court of Common Pleas. On Election Day, we're not just choosing a mayor and council members, we're electing judges who make important decisions about our liberties, our freedom, and our lives. This candidate forum is presented in partnership with the Elevation Project and is open to the public. Attend the forum at School of the Future, located at 4021 Parkside Avenue, or tune in live on 900 AM, 96.1 FM, wordradio.com, or the Word Radio app. We will be live streaming video, so be sure to watch on Facebook or the Word website to see which judges show up and hear what they have to say. This project is part of the Every Voice, Every Vote project. I do want to share that we are talking with CJ Wolfe, and he is sharing with us about his transition from the corporate arena to being a full-time entrepreneur and creative. And CJ, I want to share with you, some of our family members are checking in. And Ms. Roslyn shares, good evening. And she shares peace, blessings, and love with everybody. And Miss Shirley says, I absolutely love this. So proud of you. And Cheryl Brown says, hey, CJ, good evening. CJ Wolfe, good evening. So I wanted to share the love with you that you are receiving from our family members. So before the break, you were sharing with me that your boss said, okay, so you've got to make a decision. You've got to decide whether, what are you going to do here? Do you want to be this? You want to be that? What do you want to do? And you said, what did you say? Where did you?
Yeah. I said, because it started out as, because when I was going into the community, and this was like 2020, so of course social media was around, but it wasn't as as you see it now with a lot of financial literacy courses, or a lot of financial videos that's like trending. Like now it's cool to learn about financial literacy, learn about like assets or liabilities and all that cool stuff, right? It was definitely cool, but I was always like ahead of my time and like seeing that, and I'm like, hey, we need to implement this inside of our office. And a lot of those ideas that I was trying to bring in ahead of the curve, it just wasn't hitting, because I am a creative, right? I wanted to create cool content of that. But working with such a big company and, putting their name on it, we had to get that kind of like approved by home office. And it just wasn't working as fast as me, because I'm used to freelancing, putting my work out when I want to. So he basically said, my boss basically said, in order for you to help your community, you got to help yourself. You got to have money first, and there's no money on the people that you're trying to help. I kind of took that and I'm like, okay, cool. If I can network laterally instead of going straight up to the top, I can find myself in a better position. And I didn't have any aunties, any uncles, anybody that's close to me besides my photography clients that was in the NFL that had millions of dollars to spend.
Right.
Even when I went to my clients from, my profession of a camera, they was kind of looking at me crazy. It was like, hey, you run my website, or, you make my merchandise. Why would I invest into you? I can invest into you and help you with your goals and your dreams if you stick with photography and on the creative side, but not on the financial advising side, because we already got that set up. If I can find a way to be with them full time, I can business off of it. So that kind of grew, because I'm like, cool, I can leave my financial job. I can go work with, my NFL clients. And I can make more individuals like myself. So that way I can't service every NFL client or be with them everywhere. So let me turn these amateurs into professionals through a Motovision studio and assign them to different higher clienteles where we can all grow together and, reach up the ladder.
So what are some of the services that Immortal Vision Studios provide?
Yeah, so our studio is very unique. It's like a boutique studio. So we got a 2,000 square footage space where we average about 18 rentals a week. And that's photographers and videographers coming through, renting our space, having different backdrops set up, different props, to execute their project, to execute their client's vision. That's one service that we have. You can come in, you can rent our space for a photography photo shoot or for an event. We also have our full service creative agency, and that's where we produce content for small, big, and businesses, and also for athletes. So whether it's website development, whether that's graphics, photography, video production, one-stop shop for your creative services and your creative needs. So what that looks like. And then we also have our piece of our CJ Wolfe Foundation. That's our 501c sector, and that's all connected. And that's where we take 1 week out of the summer and we give back to the youth, and especially focusing on Kensington. And this last year, we helped serve over 200 families by giving out book bags, camera equipment, and food supplies to the local community. So we want to blend in our studio with our services to help our businesses and our clients reach the next level, give a safe space to photographers, while also, inspiring and giving back to the next generation.
I can't thank you enough. How about that? I mean, thank you. I don't know if you hear that enough, but thank you. And, I especially from the conversation that we were coming from to introducing you to our family members. Just thank you so much for all of your efforts and just wow, wow. So I'm curious to know. Like what did you say thus far has been your biggest challenge in like making your vision come to fruition?
Yeah, I've been sitting on that question for a while because we are hitting on 3 years coming in December. So
Okay.
I kind of went through that part of no one seeing the vision and me just grinding out for nights and trying to make that, to what I want it to be, to now really having a proof of concept. And I think the biggest challenge now is being inside Philadelphia and like making all individuals progressive in our vision and like showing them where we are and where we can be. A lot of people really can't see the vision. That's why it's called immortal vision. No matter what you have, never let that die. And my vision is to implement more studios and just safe and accessible spaces where we can really highlight the arts to more high schools, elementary schools, and universities, taking care of the first, and that's in the city of Philadelphia. I just came back from Atlanta a day ago, and to see all the access and resources they have for the Black and Brown community when it comes to creativity, I'm inspired and I'm ready to bring that back to Philadelphia. So my biggest challenge that I have this far, which we are still fighting for, is to get people on our boat to really fight for the arts, fight for photography, and focus in on our Black and Brown population.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. One of our family members has a question. Just Rick is sharing. Good evening, CJ. Have you ever emphasized to your students and associates that pictures and photos are immortal and much more than selfies on a cell phone? Photography is a true art.
Absolutely. That's how I kind of came. That's a great question. That's how I kind of came up with our studio. I had my first art show, and I had it inside Old Brothers, Second and Market. It's a cheesesteak restaurant, and if you go to Philadelphia, anybody, Second and Market, they have super good cheesesteaks. Like, how did you come up with a photo show inside of a cheesesteak place? I didn't have anywhere else. I didn't have any resources or anything like that. I know the owner, Bakir, and I said, hey, I want to do something where I can take my work off from Instagram and put it into real life. And this was during the pandemic. I had my mask on. Everyone had masks, and we was practicing, social distancing. And I'm like, I don't know what tomorrow may bring. For people that see my work on Instagram and for people that I talk to day to day, I want to print some images out and hang them up so people can be able to see it, purchase them, and really experience this art. And I remember I was getting interviewed by someone, and it was like, hey, what's next? I didn't know what was next only just that day. I was living, in that present time. But then that's when I thought of Immortal Vision Studio. And I always go back to my why, because that was the first time I made over $1,000 on a event that I produced by myself. And I said, hey, if I can make $1,000 at a random cheesesteak spot showing my art, I know we can do this at Immortal Vision Studio. And not only that I can do it, but I know others can be able to do it as well. And what
Mhm.
they're able to do. So I really, really believe in like printing out the images. I have a lot of work in my hard drive and that I take all the time with like artists and celebrities that I don't want to put out anymore. And I
Mhm.
just save it for art shows to show people that
Nice.
because to get people tapped in and in tune to like the emotion, the feeling and the
Yeah.
storyline on each picture. So yes, I think it's great to have the images, digitally and on the platform and social media to build your portfolio and to show people where you are and who you were able to capture. But
Mhm.
it's more important to me to build a community and let them see it in person. There's no better feeling than that.
I can only imagine. Art is timeless. It is just timeless. Eric says in response to you, that was absolutely genius and smart. Yeah, it was. It was. But I mean, I love your hustle. I really do. You said, look, I was thinking like, and your wheels were just your wheels are just constantly turning. So are you teaching or implementing financial literacy in everything that you do at the studio? Is that the understanding I have?
Absolutely. We first started off by we had 9 internship cohorts come through our studio.
Okay.
Starting our 9th one actually now. It started October 10th and it goes to December 10th. And this is where we focus in on getting top-notch talent from these universities that's local from us. And we really bring them on to expose them to creative entrepreneurship and let them chase their passion and dreams. And they work with our agency. But during this time, they get a plethora of experiences to deal with
Mhm.
financial literacy, whether that's them getting paid on their 1099s and my accountant is coming in to tell them how to structure their business.
Mhm.
Freelancer. I know last year we had Wisp Bank come in during our
Mhm.
weekend, and they were able to help and assist with setting up over 20 accounts for
Mhm.
small businesses and just to educate them about the difference of a personal account and a business account,
How
to
about
educate them about, business credit, to educate them about
Mm.
the LLC structure and things of that sort. So it's a very big duty of mine to really give the access and the resources about financial literacy on personal and on business because we got to take care of our personal stuff before we can even get to the business side.
What?
It's
Oh,
more complex. So
CJ, can you say that again? Look,
yeah, we
is
got
that
this on the personal part before we get to the business part because that's even more complex.
that's a conversation that I have quite often, quite honestly. And not I mean it's just that we're now like you were saying in the past financial literacy it wasn't fly, it wasn't cool, it was and now I'm happy to say that we are that a greater number of us
Yes.
are now we're into financial literacy. Like
Yes.
a greater number of everybody, we want to be educated. We want to know. We're getting things together. Because
Yeah.
and I'm saying that too because there's some things that I'm now learning. Here I'm on the 5th level, and there's some things that I'm now learning that I feel like, wait a minute, I should have known that already. But again, I'm looking for the information.
Yes.
I'm,
And I
I'm
think yes. And I think with the way that technology is advancing and
yes.
all the communities we have access to, this information wasn't for us. And it was
Mhm.
for us for a lot of years. Even
Mhm.
AI, artificial intelligence, like this information been hitting for us for years. And now we are just able to, scratch the surface with it. So when
Mhm.
it comes to technology, financial literacy, artificial intelligence, and stuff like that. I always try to keep myself tapped into it, but also the people around me because they're
Mhm.
getting some stuff. We just moving day to day, trying to get through, and
I know.
your partner,
I know.
you know, may be able to educate you on something. So
You just said something that we've been having an ongoing conversation about AI. And right here, we've been talking about it. We're going to go to commercial break in just a short moment, like 2 seconds. But before we do, I just want to plant this seed with you because I'm curious to know what your thoughts are about AI. That's one question that I have as it pertains to what you do and you're in and your niche of the industry. That's one question that I have. And then I have another question for you about the process as it pertains to the studio, Immortal Vision Studio. Family, stay with us. We're taking just a short break, but we're coming right back to continue our conversation with CJ Wolfe. We'll be right back.
WURD Radio is sharing a harvest for the world. Now through December 31st, visit wordradio.com to find information on upcoming Give Back events in the Philadelphia area. If your organization is hosting free clothing giveaways, food drives, free workshops, community dinners, and more, please share the details using the form on our website. Visit wordradio.com and look for the Harvest banner. It's harvest time, and we're sharing information on those giving back to the community. The Harvest is brought to you by Comcast, Pico, Keystone First, and the United Way. We are WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
High school students are invited to explore design as a career at the Design by Festival coming to Philadelphia on October 20th. Register at diversityindesign.com.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Here's what you missed on Wake Up with WURD.
Joining us now is Veronica Joyner. She is the founder and chief administrative officer of Mathematics, Civics, and Science Charter School. We have, of course, talked about the closure of your school. You are retiring and closing the school at the end of the year. The school district offered you a 1-year charter, but your school is very valuable.
Let me say this, that school operates because I am the glue that holds it together. Now, 25 years, Solomon, I have observed administrators, I've trained administrators, and most people can't run that school. The problem is you have to have a presence and you have to work long hours. I couldn't run out of the building at 3:30 when school ends. You know, I have to start at 6:30 and 6 o'clock when the school opens at 7. So no, you're asking me to turn my baby over to someone that I don't feel secure is going to take care of them and love them like I do.
Tune in to Wake Up with WURD with Solomon Jones every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We're talking with CJ Wolfe, and we're talking about his transition from the corporate arena to working as a full-time entrepreneur and creative. So before the break, CJ, I was asking you about your opinion on AI. I know I'm just calling it audible, but work with me. What are your thoughts on AI as it pertains to your niche of the industry?
Yeah, to be honest, me and my team, we use AI a lot. And AI is like a robot. One of my favorite sources for AI is called ChatGPT.
Oh my good.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
don't know what that is. No, go ahead. I'm sorry because I keep saying, what is that? What
Yeah.
is that?
So ChatGPT, and I'm no ambassador for ChatGPT,
No.
but I just know how it help us. And anytime we are thinking about coming up with an event or coming up
Mhm.
with, hey ChatGPT, how does our website looks? What's some
Mhm.
strengths and weaknesses about our website? Can you help us out? Hey ChatGPT, we want to create some content around Christmas holidays inside of our photography studio. Can you give me 50 ideas on that?
50. Wow.
You can say, give me 2 ideas. It'll come up with 2, right? So it's a robot, and we use it to kind of whenever we are in like a brain funk or
Mhm.
creative ideas.
Mhm.
Really good for efficiency and getting to that next level without really thinking on our own that much,
I
and
got you.
taking what the robot tell us and just adding our own twist and flavor to it. Then
Okay. Okay.
if you type something in ChatGPT and I type the same thing, yes, we will get the same answer. However, where it becomes more beneficial for you is that you can train your robot, right? What I like to call it on ChatGPT, your hobbies,
Mhm.
your goals, your background, what you inspire to be, things that you accomplish. Maybe you talk in a more urban tone than me. Maybe you talk in a more energetic tone than me, right? You can train this up, the robot, right?
Mhm.
You can ask it that question with all of that background, and I can just have the generic and just ask the same question. You will get a total different response from me because
Oh,
it's
wow.
tailored and personable towards you. So
Okay.
that's one way on how we use it, and then there's some other ways on like video editing. They have some cool ones where you can edit your AI can edit your own videos for you. So if you have like 30 videos, you have to edit. You can throw it in there and say, "Hey, break up 10 60-second clips for me," and it can do it. Um,
You know what? I think no, no, no. Thank you for that. I think what with Chat GPT, it gets me. It makes me feel like it's going to take away our individuality. That's probably because I've never used it.
Mhm.
But that's my first thought on it. But I don't want to get. I don't want to get too caught up in Chat
Yeah,
GPT. We can talk about that offline. I want to talk about Immortal Vision Studios.
yeah,
But so two things is I'm looking at the time, and because the hour goes by so quickly. The one thing I want to know, because Shirley is asking, how can we follow you on social media? So I want our family members to know your social handles so they can follow you. That's the first thing. And I'll ask you the second after I'm asking you to share that. So can you share with our family members how we can follow you?
absolutely. Our company is Immortal, IMMORTAL Vision Studio, on all platforms. And then my personal account on Instagram is the one I'm most active on, and that's CJX Wolf.
TJX Wolf.
Yeah,
And that's Wolf with an E family.
correct.
As well with an E. So now the next question I have for you is that you were talking about when I was asking you about implementing financial literacy in some of the programs or, that the studio facilitates. What is the process, or how do you choose, um, who is involved or
Absolutely. With just all of our programs in general, like I do like a lot of brand deals and partnerships with individuals, and it's just something that I would stand behind or being a fan of someone. I
Mhm.
remember with Wisvis Bank, my friend was working there at the time, and as I was doing some research and studying on the new products and services that they was adding into the community and the initiatives, I was supportive of it because I knew what they was trying to do. Um,
Mhm.
so it's all about how do I kind of vibe with the person or the company? Am I a firm believer in it? Because the worst thing that I want to do is put something at the forefront that I don't
Mhm.
believe in, because now it'll be difficult for me to talk about it. I just won't have trust in it, and then I'll
Sure.
lose trust from my community as well. That's looking towards me. But the process is as easy as us always creating pitch decks. We spend a lot of time creating pitch decks, and pitch decks is
Mhm.
about 6 to 7 slides, telling a story of who we are, how
Mhm.
there? Where are we going? What we want to accomplish? How can we accomplish it? And why is it good for a company to be a part of it? And it's as simple as that. I do a lot of studying and researching of what's hot and who's doing great work out there. And I just simply myself and my team, we just send those emails out and shake hands and figure out who's that next innovative company that we really like and that's a fan of, or who's already established in the market that would be a great look for us.
Hmm. Wow, that sounds like a full-time process for you. So it keeps you busy. It definitely keeps you busy. Well, I mean, all of what you do, quite honestly, sounds like you have some pretty full days
Yes.
between the creative end, in addition to educating, because educating that's a full-time job.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Is mom happy though? Did she mom
Yeah.
happy?
Yeah, I love my mom. She's super happy, so she's watching this. Hey, mom.
Hey, mom.
She was the first one. She was the one to tell me like, go get a job. And why are you shooting these artists for free? You need to stop, wasting gas on them, and you need to focus on school and stop traveling back home to shoot these artists for free. Everybody used to come home, be like, "Yeah, I just shot, this NFL player. Nice, nice. How much did he pay you?" Oh, he ain't
Right.
nothing, but we'll post it on Instagram. But now, we sit back and laugh at those moments on like how far I came, and her just not, it's different generation, right? Like social
Mhm, mhm.
around at that time. So if you're not exposed to it, you really don't believe it. And that's why I like always exposure leads to expansion. And the more I can expose myself, especially like being on this platform, like I'm exposed to WURD. Like I did a lot of research on it. Like this is a super dope, powerful Black network.
Well, we're happy to have you.
And that's leading to expansion. So I'm super thankful for that.
You know what, CJ, I'm hoping that you will come back and visit with us again. I've so enjoyed this conversation, and quite honestly, you really lifted my spirits. You really, really did. I'm proud for you. I really am. I'm so proud for you. And I mean, just having this conversation with you and listening to you talk about your ideas, your thought process, and how you see, and just listening to you talk about your vision, is just inspiring. You are very inspiring. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you enough. Ms. Rosalind is sharing. Thank you as well for all your hard work and dedication in the film industry and as an entrepreneur, showing the world hard work and dedication pays off, especially bringing it back to Philadelphia. We love you and thank you. See that? Ms. Rosalind, I could not have said that better. I could not have said it better. And she also shares that you're a jack of all trades and you're making the money and bringing it back to Philadelphia. That's right. He is. Well, look, as my mom said, if you don't get a check, you better what? I can only imagine that she, that's exactly what she was saying. But kudos to you again, though. And I mean, really, I just applaud you on every level, and I'm proud for you. So thank you, thank you, thank you for educating us. Thank you for your creativity. And I will be following you because I have not yet done so, but I will be doing so right after this interview. So thank you. And we will see you next time when you can come back and visit us. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, CJ.
Yeah.
Oh, family. What a night. Just what a night. What a night. I just, I like to begin by thanking you for sharing your time and your energy and your attention. I should begin by praising God. God, I'm so sorry. Praise God for whom all blessings. Just thank you, God. But thank you, family, for your time, your energy, your attention. Thank you to CJ for his time, energy, attention, for his knowledge, his spirit. I thank you all for sharing with me, for having the conversations that we had tonight. I appreciate your transparency and your candor. And I do. I mean that with every fiber of my being. I enjoy the conversations that we have because I believe that communication is key. It is so key. Know that I love you, though. Please just know I love you, but God loves you so much more. And War scares me. It does. I'm just going to put that out there. It scares me. It scares me. But I love you. And I want you to put that in your pocket. Thank you to the entire WURD family. Thank you to Niall Jax, Nick Steptoe for all that you do. Family, remember, we're all in this together. I say that to you every single night because I mean it. So be good to you, but be good to those around you. Have a great rest of your night, family. And be sure to join me Monday through Thursday, 7 till 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Have a good night, family.